What's going on, guys? It's Brother Manuel here, coming to you with a tutorial on FreeShow. So, FreeShow is a free, obviously, free open source presentation software, similar to ProPresenter, except it's free, and it does a lot of cool things that ProPresenter may not do. It also has stuff that ProPresenter does that it can't do, but it's really cool. Support them, go on their YouTube, go on their website, and support them. We're going to go over a few things here today. Now, I did some setup here. I have a longer video. This one's going to be a shorter, brief run through. So first, let's go and let's do a quick start. Okay, so first on the left-hand side, you have your project section. This is like kind of like your playlists. Okay, so I have a playlist called Sunday Service. I also have one called Wednesday Night, and it's in a folder. So, if you want to keep track of your services, you can have a folder called, instead of example, you can have it called Sunday Service, and you can have all the Sunday services you've had in there. Or you can just have one playlist called Sunday Service like I do, and just every Sunday you empty it out and you put more stuff in there, okay? What stuff are you going to put in there? That's a great question. This stuff, you're going to go into your drawer, and this is your kind of your drawer palette, and this is where all your songs are going to be, your presentations, your whatnots. You know, it's and you can drag and drop your songs in there that you're going to be using for service. I don't know if you can do that with scriptures, but you can also search the songs that you have. So, as your library grows over time from usage, you can search a song like How Great Thou Art, it'll show up, click and drag it into Sunday service. Or if you're using it for Wednesday and you know that ahead of time, drag it into Wednesday, okay? It's also used for song leaders, so if you know there's a song you want to sing for Wednesday for certain, you can go in here, search it up, and put it in there, and have it already preset. So this is the search bar right there. It's saying next, it's saying you have your categories. So for every section that you have, you're going to have songs, media, scriptures. That's all going to be in your jar down here. And there's always going to be some sort of category. So for songs or shows, you have presentation category and song category. Presentations are like slideshows, videos, overlays, whatever. And this is just telling you how to create a show. We'll go over that momentarily. This is showing you like what's going to pop up when you click on a song, your different slides here. Again, going to your jar, this is all the stuff here for your videos. This is your display. Okay, so we're going to go over all this stuff here. Okay. Okay, so first let's start off. When you open FreeShow, it's going to look something like this. You're going to have your projects on the left, you're going to have your jar on the bottom, and you're going to have your display on the right, and then you're going to have your main screen here. So what happens on the main screen? Well, first let's click on a song. So we're going to go down here. Right now we're in presentations, but let's go over here to all. That's everything. Let's go to songs. Let's click on Your Spirit. Okay. And so if you click on that song, let's analyze a few things first. Okay. First, notice that on the right-hand side, it has information about the song. It was created today, and tells you the amount of words in there. It's pretty cool. It also sometimes will tell you the artist and things like that. Actually, it tells you the artist down here, so in case you didn't know. So that's interesting. And so now all of our slides are here. Okay, so we have the beginning, maybe you don't want that lyric. So let's right click, let's hit delete the slide from the show. We don't want that. Okay, and so now we have our songs here. We can click on them and notice that the slides are showing up on this little box here. This little box is a representation of what should be showing up on your screen or your projector for the congregation to see. Now, if it's not showing up, there's a few reasons why. One, you want to make sure that, the computer is actually plugged into whatever it is that you're going to be using. So that HDMI cable needs to be plugged in, whatever you're using. But two, there's a little white square up here called Present. That needs to be turned on, so let's click it. And now we're going to see whatever it is that we're working on up on the screen. Okay, and so you don't always have to look at the screen that you're presenting to, because you have this little box here. And honestly, it is pretty small. So let's click here. Let's make it a little larger, because I would personally prefer it to be a little larger. Okay, so now let's clear the lyrics because we don't want it here. We can do that by hitting clear all, or these little red buttons are things that you can clear. And right now we only have a lyric active, no background, so we can click on clear slide. Okay, so these are all of the songs we have here. All right, and now we can take a song, okay, and we can click and drag it into the playlist we're going to use it in. So let's click on Sunday Service. We have a few songs in here already. Let's empty those out, and we'll hit remove. And let's put in Your Spirit from Tasha Cobbs. Okay. And so now we have that song. Let's put in Amazing Grace as well. Okay. And let's put in a fast song, Trading My Sorrows. See how that's all in here? And if I want to go back to the service list, I can just go back here. Same thing for our little folders here. It hides, but if I click it, it'll show up. Now, for simplicity, for simple sake, I'm going to take Wednesday night out of that folder, and I'm actually just going to delete that folder because I don't need a folder. I'm just using Sunday and Wednesday night. Maybe I might have Friday night youth service. So let's add Friday night youth service. So I hit new project down here if you didn't see, and I'm going to type in Friday night. Okay, and same thing, click and drag. All right, oops, click and drag. And now say I want to, for each of these services, I want to have like a little welcome screen that I put up. I can go to presentations, I can set it all up, and I can just click and drag welcome church name, and there we go. And there we go. I click on it, and now it's going to show welcome to church name. Pretty interesting stuff here. Now let's clear it. Okay, let's say I just want to keep welcome to church name up there. I want to get rid of this background that I have. Well, let's look over here. We see here that we have two red buttons highlighted. We can easily just hit clear all, but let's have a little finesse. So let's click on our welcome church name, and let's click on the background, clear background slide. A huge tip is that whenever you're covering over something that you don't know what it does, if you wait a little bit, FreeShow will show you a little dialog box telling you what it does. Okay, so these it's not going to show you because it's not active, but we'll go over those later. Actually, let's go over one now. So on the topic of shows, we can also make a slideshow. Okay, and so let's discuss how to make a slideshow. So first, let's create a new show. Let's do empty. Let's title it Slideshow 2. Let's hit an empty show. All right, now we're in an empty show. We can hit new slide and we can start editing. So right now there's nothing in here, so let's add a text box by clicking down here, text box, and let's hit new slide, new slide, new slide. And now all of these are going to have something in it. I didn't go over media yet, but let's go back to the show tab. And you can drag and drop media in here, and you can set a timer by clicking on the next slide timer, apply to all, and here we go. It's going to go from there. You have this little timer here, and we can click on this button, and we can clear the slide timer. Okay, and now it's just going to be a regular old slide. But, there's more in depth on that in the other video, but let's keep going through for now. And, let's keep talking about shows. Okay, so I'll go over more of the slideshows later, so don't worry if you didn't really, get what I just said just now. Okay, I want to try to keep this video short. So, all right, so here we have our presentations and our songs. Okay, so we can put those in there. Next, let's talk about the media tab. Okay, so let me go to something without media. Here we go. So down here again, we're in the drawer. Let's click on media. Okay, so let's go ahead and scroll down, and here you have all, what is this? Here we go. Right now we're in folders. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry. Okay. So again, let's go back to what we were talking about here. So on the category sides, we have all, we have online, we have screens and cameras. This just shows the screen I'm using. This shows the cameras I have. We have pictures and videos. This goes based off of the folder in your file browser on your computer. So I have a bunch of folders, obviously, in my file browser, so it's going to show these. But if I want to just add a certain folder, for example, one that says church background videos, which I set up for, those of you watching on New Life I did, you can just click add new folder, click on the folder, and it'll be in there. But right now, this is all the videos and the folders I have for the videos, so I can just click on them. It's all my pictures I have here, whatever. Or I can just look at them all together. Okay, and if I click on one, now I have a nice background. So going back to Welcome to Church name or slideshow, um, Welcome to Church name has a text and it has a background. How did I do that? Well, again, I can click and drag a background to the slide I want, and now it'll activate that background, and every subsequent every subsequent slide will share that background until I go to pictures, and let's say I take one and I change it at another point. Okay. Now let's talk about a quick tip. Quick tip. I want to undo what I just did. I can click and I can, remove the layers and I can remove that background. Another thing I can do though is I can hit Control Z and that'll undo anything I did. If I hit Control Z again, it'll undo that. Or now I just deleted everything. That's not good. So again, I can try two things. I can hit Control Z to see if I can undo it. Great, but that's blank. I don't want that. So now let's try the opposite. Let's hit Control Z again, and now it's undoing everything from scratch. So I hit Control Z too many times, and now I'm at the beginning. How do I get what I just did back? Well, you can hit Control Shift Z, and it'll start redoing everything you undid. And there we go. So let's hit Control Z. I want to go back one. I don't want those backgrounds, and Control Z didn't do what I want. So I'm gonna hit Control Shift Z. Control Shift Z is not working. Back to Control Z, and yeah, now it's undoing all that stuff. So Control Shift Z. Here we go. Sorry, I know I made it really complicated, but here we go. That's just the undo button. Control Z is to undo. Control Shift Z is to redo what you undid. All right. So now we have all the stuff here, and now let's talk about the tabs you have. This is called the Edit tab. You can use this to edit the slides. So we can just hit, type in here, Welcome to Church name. Type in whatever you want, and there we go. Now it's in there. Okay, so that's interesting with editing shows. Let's continue on the same vein of editing shows. Let's click on New Show. Let's add a song. Okay, and now there's 3 different ways to add a song. There's Quick Lyrics, Quick Search, and there's Empty Show. Let's type in a song. Let's see here. Break Every Chain. Now we can do it 3 different ways. We can hit web search, and it'll tell us, oh, look at all these songs, Jesus Culture. I know the Break Every Chain I want is from Tasha Cobbs. So you click on Tasha Cobbs and it'll show up here, and now you have all the stuff here, and you can just hit create, and it'll show up like so. But it's a little wacky, some of the text is cut off. So we're gonna go into the Edit tab and we're gonna fix it. And so here we have a bunch of stuff cut out. We can just highlight it, delete it, copy and paste it, whatever. But there's a way simpler way to do it as well. Let's go back to New Show and let's type in Break Every Chain again. And now let's do web search, Break Every Chain, Tasha Cobbs. And now it says title equals artist equals good. But every time there's a new bracket, I can just simply add in, this is verse 1, and that'll be a slide. Let's add in a new bracket. Verse 2. And let's say this is still too much. I think this is going to overflow. Let's take, let's split this into 2 slides. So I can make this bracket verse 1b. And now, if we create it, we'll have verse 1, verse 1b, and it's beautifully edited. Let's do one more version of Break Every Chain. This will show you how to create a new show. And if I'm going too fast, you can go again to New Show, click on New Show, and do it that way. And here we go. We're going to do Quick Lyrics. I can go online, and I can search Break Every Chain lyrics. And here it is by Jesus Culture. Here it is by Tasha Cobbs. If I go to Genius, they actually have it already broken up with those little brackets for me. So I can copy and paste everything. This one is a little big of a bracket. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little big. But anyway, let's copy. Let's minimize. Let's go to New Show here. So again, I'm at Quick Lyrics. Paste. And here it is. Everything's in there. And all I have to do is just make sure the brackets are where I want it to be. Alternatively, if I wanted to, I can just type in it from scratch. I can say verse 1. there's power, yada yada yada. Or I can just copy and paste each part. Copy, and I can paste, the choice is yours. Alternatively, I can also just do a new show, empty new show. And if I hit on new slide, again, just like we talked about, we want to add a text box, I can go back, I can copy each one, do it from scratch, and I can click in this little box here, Command V, and there it is. And I can see how much it's overflowing. So I can take off these little lines here. Let's highlight it all. Hit Command X to cut it out. And there's a little space here, so we're gonna back that up, make it even. And then I'm gonna hit New Slide. And now I have a new slide where I can click and Command Paste. And there we go. It's still a little cut off though. So let's see what we can do. First of all, there's a gap down here. So let's get rid of that. And also, it's a little uneven. There's to break every chain, it's like on different lines. Let's click here. Let's make it different lines. And again, this is the same thing, so maybe I don't need that. Maybe the singer's gonna repeat it 1,000 times. That's fine. Let's get rid of it. Let's talk about editing the text. Here, I can go ahead and I can, highlight, or I can just have the whole thing clicked. And I can hit on font size. I can go big, I can go small, I can bold, I can align it to the right or left, whatever I want. It's really interesting stuff. And then when I want to see it on the screen, notice it's displaying the ohms break every chain up here on the display. If I hit the play button though, it says start show. It'll show what I'm showing, or it'll show what I'm editing on right here. And that's how I know. So now I'm on the edit tab, okay. I'm on the edit tab, but let's go back to the show tab and click up here. Okay, now I'm back to where I used to be. I have all my songs here, I'm back home. Okay. So that's all for the presentation and the shows. There's one more thing here. Again, going back to presentations, let's go to starting a slideshow now. So now we know about media. So let's go put some photos in there. I have welcome to church name. Let's put the church there. I have a little Cookie Monster skin, whatever, from Minecraft. And so now, if I notice, sorry, says it's highlighted, but if I click on slideshow 2, I'm obviously here. But the reason this was clicked is because I'm viewing slideshow 2, but Break Every Chain 3 was just edited. So it's just showing where I just came from, I think. But anyway, let's keep clicking it. Now that has a purple box over, good. So we have all of our stuff we put in here. We went to edit, we added new slides, we dragged and dropped whatever we wanted. Another thing we could do, by the way, with editing slides, if we click on add media, if we want to add media, like a little photo somewhere, let's click on media and let's drag and drop. And now it's not a background. Now it's actually a photo on top of our screen. So we can go ahead and, do that. And now we have that. And now it's welcome to church name and our logo. So interesting stuff. Let's go back to show. And so now we have all of this stuff here. Again, let's click on timer. Everything we want to be is 10 seconds. And so now every 10 seconds, it's going to go to the next slide, and to the next slide, and to the next slide. And we can see that little timer on the right here. And now look, we have our clear all section. We have so much stuff we can do here now. We can clear the background, we can clear the slide, and we can clear the timer. So this is the timer here. We can fast forward it, whatever. We can clear it. And then also we can clear the slide, which is, I don't know what was active. Here we go. Let's click back here. We can clear the slide, and it'll get rid of that. Or we can clear the background. Again, let's do the opposite. Let's clear the background and keep welcome to church name. And if I ever want to change anything, I can just drag, whatever. Okay. And you could do the same thing for photos, videos. Say this thing right here is a video. I can right click, slide actions, and I can change things. I can go to next slide timer, and I can change it for however long the video is, multiply it whatever minutes by 60, and you get time. Okay, so let's put this as 60 seconds, enter, or X out of it, and now this is 60 seconds. So it's going to go 10 seconds, 60 seconds for the video, okay, and I could just whatever. Okay, let's clear all. Let's continue talking about videos. Let's scroll down over here, videos, and let's do a video that I made for a friend of mine here. It's like a starting soon video, whatever. If you have a video playing, you can actually, if you see this bar here, you can actually scroll through. You can skip around the video. You can set it to loop if you want it to here. Usually the backgrounds should automatically loop, but if it's not, you can just set it to loop there. Especially if you're just using one video. And you can pause it if you want. A lot of cool different things. If it has audio for some other reason, you can just mute the audio. A lot of cool things there. Um, Next, let's talk about scriptures. So let's go to the scripture tab. And so again, we have our category here, and we have our actual drawer here. So let's click on King James Version Bible. That's what these categories are. And now I can do several things. I can search whatever the pastor is saying. So Jesus wept, and there we go. I can click, and it'll show up. Alternatively, I can just type in, say, John 3:16, and hit enter. Oop, forgot 3. And then here we go. And it'll tell me the verse, this, and this. Now, you might be thinking, that's not how it's appearing. Let's actually put a background really quick. Let's go to media. Let's put a background up. You might be saying, that's not how it's appearing on my screen. Well, there's several things you can do. First, you can click on the right-hand side here, and you can click on template. Let's click on double, and we can change the template. There's actually a template that specifically says scripture. I'm going to search it. Scripture. Oops. There we go. It has 3 different types of scriptures. I'm going to click on, which one was it? This one. Okay. And so if I click on another scripture, it'll show up like that. I don't really like it like that. So let's change it up. So I'm going to hit edit. But my point is I edited the scripture tab a little bit. So, if you have the scripture here and you hit edit, and you can just change it how you want. So right now, John 3:16 is on the top, and oh, that's cool. You can maximize it. So John 3:16 is on the top, and this is on the bottom. Let's switch it. So this will be on the top, and this will be on the bottom. Let's minimize that, and we can drag it to the bottom. And it has little lines to guide us to make sure it's centered. And let's make this text aligned to the right. Let's align it right. And then let's take this, let's make it large. So in case the scripture is large, let's drag it so it's aligned. Good. See how all those lines are there? And let's align the text to the center. Now, let's get out of edit by hitting show. And let's click on my scriptures. And let's see what happens. And there we go. We have the scripture and we have that. You might also say, I have the version, I don't have the verse number. If you scroll down here, you have all those options. Verse numbers, show the reference, show the version, whatever, you can change it. Also, it's a little too small, so again, we're going to go edit. We're going to make this like 100, and we're going to make this 50. Let's go back to scripture. Let's look. And here we go. Here's our final product, 3:16. Here we go. So a lot of things you can do here. A lot of things you can do here. Also, these templates are all the way over here as well. If you want to just click on one and right-click and edit them and go through, you can create your own template. It's a very versatile program. So yeah, you have overlays here. If you want to put speaker, whoever speaking, it'll look like that now. Title, surname, the title of their message. It's pretty cool. You have audio here. You can you can play audio from here if you so choose. There's a lot of cool different things you can do. But that's pretty much it. That's my overview of the program. I think I've gone over everything, so let's do a very brief overview. On the right-hand side here, you have your different folders for whatever you want. Friday night, Sunday night, whatever. If you want to add it, you hit add new project. If you want to make it into a folder, you can make it into a folder called services. Drag these all into there if you wanted to, really, whatever you so choose. And then in there, you have whatever you're singing for that day. Okay? If you want to get rid of it, right click on one and hit remove. So now we're down here, we have our drawer, just a little review. We have our shows. Our shows are our songs, slideshows, whatever. I have a few too many break every chains here, so let's see which one I like. This one is pretty well formatted. Oh, that's how great they are. Let's keep this one, and let's delete the other two. So right click, delete, and I'll ask if you want to delete. Okay, so you have your drawer here, you have your presentations here, whatever. And again, you can search, you can hit on all and search for what you're looking for. Media, same thing. You have all, it's divided by pictures and videos. You can scroll down and see what you got. And it goes off of what's on your computer, but you can also just add a folder, go off of that. Alternatively, you can click on the online and search online for stuff, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever. Now we have our audio. Let's skip over to scriptures. And again, you have your versions here. You can add new scripture versions. Also, you can also just search for the scriptures this way by scrolling. Also, if you click down here, you have a list view or this view, which I don't know who in the right mind would want this view, but you have all that. And you can also click through the scriptures by simply just going that way. Or you can just click and do whatever. You can search the Bible, or you can search a scripture up here, and you can edit how the scripture shows up there. You can also convert it to a show. Say the pastor wants this entire thing. We hit convert to show, and now we have John 3:16 up there for Sunday service, and it's already prepared. We don't have to search it up. Very useful stuff here. Next, if we want to edit, we can go edit. Obviously, you probably don't want to edit the Bible, because but you know what I mean. You can edit how it will show up here if you don't want to do the templates, and it's but also same thing for the songs. You can go here and you can hit edit and you can change the things around, and you have the controls here. And when you want to see it live, you hit play and it'll show it live on the screen here. Well, it'll also be live, everyone will see it. Alternatively, again, we have our slideshows. You hit your slideshow timer. You can change the timer by hitting slideshow actions, right click. You can also edit the slides by hitting edit, right click edit, and it'll bring it to the same edit screen. It has a bunch of stuff you can do here. Also, moving forward, if you want to clear the screen, you have different layers. You have the background layer, you have the slide layer, timer layer, whatever you want here. Okay. There's so many things you can do with this program. It's very good. Go ahead and show some support to them. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop it down in the comments, or message me if you have the ability to do so. And last but not least, again, right here you have present. Make sure you hit that present button to get the output going. Okay. I hope this covered everything. If you have any questions, let me know. I have a longer video that goes into more depth, but I think this video actually kind of covers everything. So let me know if you have any questions, and always be sure to save upon exiting. The last thing I'll probably show you here is if you're wanting to download like a video off of YouTube for a background, you can, let's see here. Let's say we click on this one. I'm not gonna get demonetized here, but we're gonna just copy the YouTube link, and you can just search YouTube to MP3 or MT4, download it into your video or whatever folder, and yeah, that's it. And now you have it in your FreeShow. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Again, I'm happy to help out. And yeah, that's everything. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. We'll be right back.